Hey folks, welcome back to True Stories with me, Sherry Weens. I hope everybody's having a great weekend, and I wanted to follow with the finishing up of the document. Now, this document was 1,960 pages, right? So close to 2,000 pages, not to mention the second release of videos, pictures, recordings, and so forth. So I wanted to touch base a little bit on some of the things that I had read in that document in the last few pages. And we're going to follow with a live show today, Central GMT time, between 3 and 5. If you are able to make it, that would be great. I'd love to see as many people as can make it. So, all right, so let's jump right into this. Now, I thought it was interesting that one of the neighbors noticed Chris Watts barbecuing kind of around 7-ish, and she had seen no signs of the girls anywhere. So I was wondering, because not only did that happen, but also Shanann had asked for some pictures, and that was at about 1940 hours. 7:40-ish, Shanann wanted pictures of the girls getting ready for bed, and he was sending old photos from earlier in the day at the pool party, earlier at dinner, things like that. And I'm wondering if that's not because the girls were possibly already deceased. They were already gone. He had already done whatever he was, what he had done, and the girls were no longer there for him to take a picture of. Now, I can't justify or say that that is for sure what happened, but that's my guess as to what I think happened after reading the timeline breakdown of everything. Now, I also thought it was really interesting that some of the Thrive products were turned over to the FBI in the investigation for forensic testing. And I'm wondering if that's because of, some of that toxicology report and some of the things that were found in the system of Shanann based off of what she was sort of taking on a daily basis with these products. I wish I had have gotten more information on that actual forensic testing, but I have a feeling they're not going to include that information based on the fact that that company is still thriving and they're working well, right? So they wouldn't want necessarily all of that information to be disclosed, in my opinion. But I thought it was interesting tidbit that all of the sample packages, the patches, and the bars and the shakes were all turned over for forensic testing, it says in the document. So Christopher Watts, he's gone from having this beautiful, huge, beautiful home with, a loving, beautiful wife and 2 beautiful daughters, down to not even being able to flush his own toilet. He needs to ask permission to have that flushed, and ask for permission to have a book, and ask for permission to have a shower. I wonder if he feels that any of this was actually worth it, 76 days it took from her announcing, whoops, we did it again, in the pregnancy, to whoops, the whole family is gone. I think that's just shocking how cold and sort of hidden someone can be in a relationship. I mean, 8 years, these, Shanann and Chris had been together. These people had been building a life together. So it's really, really shocking to see the timeline of some of the searches that happened from Nicole Kessinger searching for Shanann Watts, some of the searches from Chris Watts searching how do you react when someone says I love you, what do you say back. It seems like he really didn't know what to feel or how to feel it. I don't know if he was ever fully in love with Shanann based on some of these searches and him just sort of being so unsure in life in general. Shanann had a gut feeling before she was headed home that something just wasn't right. She was feeling sort of light, and, she even messaged her friend Abby saying that she wasn't really sure how safe she felt with Chris Watts. And I just want to encourage you ladies out there, you folks that are in relationships, if you have that gut feeling or something's off or wrong, listen to it. Take some time to step back and evaluate the situation a little bit, just to make sure, bring somebody with you if you feel that something is off, so that there's some help there for you if something really is off or something bad is going to happen. I feel like that inner voice is a trigger, and a lot of us women ignore it because we think that we can handle, most anything, I think, and we do, right? We really do, as women, handle a lot. However, that small inner voice is that gut instinct to say, hold up, wait a minute, and bring some help, bring some protection, sort of surrounded in a sense that you're aware that you hear that and you're going to do something to protect yourself and listen to that inner voice. Shanann had her own suspicions about what Chris was doing while she was away. On July 24th, she even directly accuses him of being with someone else and not caring for her and, what she's feeling or what she's going through in her pregnancy and the stress and whatnot. He was very, very cold, and I just want that to be a very telltale sign for most of us that are out there in relationships. When things change like that physically, which you can feel it, right? That generally means that something else has come around, someone else has come around, and they feel happier or better with that other person, and they're starting to catch feelings for that person. And I think that's exactly kind of where Chris was going to. However, that wasn't the right choice to turn away from his marriage, from Shanann, and go towards someone else for comfort. He should have been directly discussing with his wife how she makes him feel and what he doesn't like and what he does like. And I hope that this is sort of an eye-opener for, men out there, that it's not a bad thing to confront or talk to your partner, your spouse, about things that you don't like about them. Pick and choose your words, how you would like to present that. Use a lot of I's, not a lot of yous and me, I think that will help, because, if we don't sit down and talk about it, it's only going to bottle up and get worse. So, you might as well just bring the elephant into the room and get the conversation started somehow to figure out if it's worth working out or not, right? Some people, it's not worth working out, and that's okay. It might be a hard decision to come to, but it's better you come to that than bottling it up and then somebody explodes and some type of tragedy ends up happening, right? So I just hope that this is sort of a finale sort of to this situation. Chris Watts is going to be in and out of some general population. He's already been in some, actually. October 13th, he was in general population, eating canteen and watching football games. So he's been moved 4 to 5 times. There are a couple of inmates in, certain prisons that they have marked for them to keep separated from Chris Watts due to the crimes he's committed. That could possibly bring on some violence for himself, and they do by law have to protect him as well. So I think it's interesting that he just gave up his whole life to live this life now, and I'm shocked that he's he was okay with following through with all of that. It doesn't make any sense why you would want to give up your freedom for this, for a 4x6 cell in a jail where you're getting given your meals on a tray and you don't get to pick what you even want to eat, and you can't flush your own toilet. You don't have anything that's personal. Like, I don't know. It's quite the lifestyle change, and I think it was, totally the wrong choice. The calls that Christopher made from his cell phone to be concerned for his wife, calling the hospitals, he literally was on the phone between 40 and 69 seconds for each phone call that he made to each hospital. Anybody in their right mind would know that there's no way you could gather any information from anybody in that short of amount of time. Therefore, he was just pretending to be concerned and sort of building a timeline in his own phone as to concern for his wife, but that we all know that that was just so false. I'm so happy that the FBI was sort of right on top of everything. Not only was Christopher Watts getting interviewed, you know, broken down in a sense in behind the closed doors of the offices, the FBI and law enforcement offices, but he at that same moment, they were already grabbing GPS coordinates and headed to the Survey 319 site with a drone to look and see, you know, what was disturbed there, what had possibly happened, you know, and they found the bed sheet that matched the kitchen bed sheet that was in the garbage. So very, very good police work as far as I. And then Nicole Kessinger searching for book deals 6 days after Shanann and Bella and Celeste and baby Nico were gone, about how people feel about Amber Fry, sorry. Definitely a very, very poor choice of anything as far as Nicole Kessinger goes, in my opinion. So let's discuss more of this case in a few hours together on a live show. Going to be going between 3 and 5 Central GMT time. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoy spending time with me, you can click that subscribe button right below. The little bell beside it will send you a notification as soon as I post if you click that. And feel free to add any comments into the comments section. I love hearing from you guys. And stay safe out there. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.